Final A5000, the newest IEM from Final Audio. They're famous for the E series of IEMs, of course, and also the A series, the A3000, A4000 in particular, and the lesser known A8000. And it's lesser known for a very good reason, because it is that much. But in today's video, we'll be reviewing the A5000 and comparing it to the A4000 and some competitors within the same price bracket. Let's jump into it. Hey friends, welcome back to another video on Giz Audio. Today we have A5000s, of course. Now, A4000 I owned, I don't like. A3000 used to have, don't know where it is now, and I don't remember what it sounds like. So unfortunately, I can't compare it to the A3000 today. But comparison to the A4000, I'm just gonna give you the brief right now. This one is better. It is a clear upgrade over the A4000. The biggest improvement in the A5000 versus the A4000 is the timbre quality. The A4000 has a lot of similarities and flaws as the A5000 with added strange timbre. The A5000 fixes that issue, hence it sounds better overall. If you like the A4000, you're going to like the A5000. It's just the A4000 that is actually listenable. I dislike the A4000. I tolerate the A5000. It's decent. In comparison to the A8000, for some of you who own the A8000 or are curious, they're very different IEMs. The A8000 is neutral bright. This one is V-shape, but a very safe-ish kind of V-shape. Doesn't really have a lot of treble air, if you will, while the A8000 is pretty bright. Speaking of V-shape, let's jump right into the sound breakdown of the A5000. This thing is a relaxing V-shape IEM, almost a classic V-shape if not for the reduced in treble air. But yeah, a fun sounding IEM, easy to listen to, and I would even go as far to say it's one of the better done classic V-shapes out there. The imaging on this IEM, especially when it comes to the vocals, is actually very nice. The vocals feel well separated from the bass. It has its own place in the image, and that's probably going to be the biggest wow factor in the A5000 for most people. I know that was the case for me in the first impressions. I thought the imaging was quite good. Now, beyond the decent tuning and the good imaging, there are some quirks about the A5000, some qualities, if you will, that I don't quite like about it. Again, tuning is nice. You're not gonna find this IEM to be offensive in any way. It's just when you start to dive into the nuances of the sound quality, you start to see some flaws. I'm gonna list them out right now. Number one, the bass. It has good quantity, so that's not the issue. The issue is it sounds pillowy, it sounds blunt. So bass satisfaction, bass distinctiveness, not so well. Number two, although the vocals and mid-range feel well separated from the other frequencies, is imaged well, it sounds unnatural. And yes, I do realize it is a V-shape IEM, so it's going to sound unnatural, but in the A5000s, it sounds extra unnatural. I think it's because it has a lot of energy in the upper mid-range and the lower mid-range is pretty scooped out, leading to vocals having somewhat of a nasally presentation and hollow at times, especially in female vocals and less so in male vocals. Number three is the upper treble, the air region. There's not a lot of micro details to be found there. So when it comes to technical performance, which is the next part, let's bring up my scale right here, it lands right around the aria. It doesn't get the best mark here because the bass distinction is not quite there, and the treble details again is not well represented. It's hiding behind the upper mid-range and the bass, if you will. So not sparkly, not micro nuance-y, if that's a word. So all of that being said, how does it compare to the other IEMs within the price bracket? This thing is $279, which puts it right in competition with other $200 to $350 IEMs. We have the Alpha Performer 5, we have the Blessing IEMs, of course, and against those IEMs, I feel the A5000 falls behind in overall details. Technical performance is just not as distinct. The incisiveness of each hits of the notes in the lower frequencies and the higher frequencies just doesn't compete with the Alpha Performer 5, the Blessing 2, the 2 Dust, or the Blessing 3. Tuning wise, I also feel those IEMs are better, though none of those IEMs are V-shape IEMs. So if you like V-shape style IEMs, you might enjoy the A5000 more. But beyond that, the Performer 5 and the Blessing IEMs, they're just more high fidelity, more natural sounding in all aspects basically. But it is still a decent IEM if you like this kind of sound signature, especially if you already like the A4000. This is a straight upgrade from that. Just keep in mind you're paying a premium price for the sound quality that you get. So the final score for A5000, I'm gonna give it a yellow. Yes, it doesn't compete with any IEMs at the same price, but it's not a bad IEM. It has good qualities and bad qualities, landing it right around average in my personal opinion. Now, one more thing I forgot to mention is the fit and comfort. I know some of you guys want to hear about fit and comfort in my video, and the A5000 I can say is extremely freaking comfortable. It's so light, it's so small. The cable have virtually no memory whatsoever. It's hard to get this thing to tangle. Build quality, fit, comfort, fantastic. 10 out of 10. I can wear these for hours, and also the final E ear tips that comes with the A5000, great. Very soft, and you get so many of it. So yeah, on the accessory front, the fit and comfort front, very good. All right, that's it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. More reviews coming soon. I have so many in backlog. I'll get to them this month, guys. I'll get to them. Subscribe. Stay tuned. Peace. Bye.